Hi, I'm Jacqui McGinn and I'm a former Japanese and English teacher, and now I'm a well-being and resilience practitioner. One of the funny things about well-being and resilience that I've learned is how what's going on deep in your mind can actually be affecting different areas of your life. So things that might not even seem remotely connected to your mind, like your financial situation, your relationships, can actually be affected by the things going on in your mind. I had a chat with money coach and hypnotherapist Nicola Humber about her upcoming book, Money Mastery. And she shares a little bit about how what's going on in our mind can be affecting what's going on in our financial situation. So, here's the interview. Can you tell us a bit about what you do and why you do it, how you got into it?
Yes, and I will try and keep it relatively short because I do have a tendency to go off on tangents. So, what I do is I'm a hypnotherapist and a money coach. So I help women in particular, but all sorts of people to overcome their money blocks so that they can create the income they desire and improve their relationship with money, which might not make a lot of sense when you first hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So let me explain kind of how I got into doing this work, because that will make it clearer. Because before I trained as a hypnotherapist and a coach, I actually worked in finance for many, many years. My degree is in business studies, which I always say it's a bit random now, because I don't think I choose to do that now. I was very much kind of following the good girl path and doing a sensible degree, drifted into working in financial services, and in the end became a financial planner, financial advisor. So it was always dealing with money, felt I was very good with money, and when I had my regular salary coming in, it all felt very secure, very comfortable. I didn't realise I had any issues around money at all until I started my own business. All came to the surface that I retrained as a hypnotherapist and a coach about 8 years ago now, and started up my own practice, and just thought it'll be fine, clients will come to me and I'll be making money doing what I love and it's all fantastic. And it didn't happen like that at all. And after a couple of years of running my own business, what I realized, I was doing all the right things. I was taking action, I had a nice website, I was marketing, networking, all of this stuff, but still I had these real kind of ups and downs in my income, and some months would be okay and other months it'd be really hard to make any money. And I couldn't figure it out, because it's like I'm doing everything right. I'm doing all of this external stuff. I'm taking action. And I was probably working harder than I ever did kind of when I was in my 9 to 5, but I wasn't seeing the results. And so finally, and it took a while for this light bulb to go off, which is a bit ironic because all the work I do with my clients is very much inner work based on kind of mindset and emotions.
Yeah, but it's easy to see it in other people, isn't it?
Exactly. And I was just thinking, no, I just need to keep taking more action. When I finally thought, hang on, I'm going to look inwards. I'm going to look at my beliefs around money, how I feel about money and being successful. And that's when everything started to change, because I realized by using these tools that I'd trained in, was helping other people with, that I had all of this stuff going on underneath around money, which you could kind of label as blocks, all of these kind of limiting beliefs, all of these old stories that are kind of being programmed into my head, that I'd heard when I was growing up, or kind of in the media or from teachers.
Can you give us an example of that?
Well, yeah, there's loads. For me, it was a big one around just that rich people or people with money are kind of bad in some way, or they've had to kind of tread on other people to get there, to get to where they are. You can't make money and be a good person. And those kind of things weren't said to me directly. They may have been at times when I was growing up, but it was what I picked up from like listening to my parents and other people around me as I was growing up. I grew up in the 70s. I was brought up on we lived on a council estate. Both my mum and dad worked really hard, and it was a struggle to make money. And that's another belief that I picked up, that you really have to struggle just to get by. And I was the first one in our family to go to university. My background very much came from that kind of working class, struggling through, having kind of barely enough to get by. So that, it was really a sense that money wasn't for people like us. People like us don't make money. And actually people who do make money, they're a bit kind of dodgy. That there has to be some kind of bad intention that they have. So all of this stuff was going on under the surface, but I was kind of aware of it because I'd experienced it, but I didn't realise the impact it was having on me. Does that make sense?
So how would something like that, how would kind of, rich people are bad and you have to struggle for money, how would that like affect what you're doing and your life? How is that blocking your money?
Yeah, it's that's a really great question, because people think, well, I don't understand how what you think, your beliefs can actually impact on your external world. But actually our beliefs kind of create our reality, and it can manifest in quite subtle ways. But what I found, which I wasn't really aware of when I was doing it, obviously, because it's the nature of it, but I was like self-sabotaging a lot. So, I would kind of get to a point and then pull back kind of in my business. So maybe I would make some good money and then I would pull back in some way. I'd stop kind of being so visible, or pricing is another area where I think I experienced self-sabotage, and these beliefs came to the surface, because actually, asking for money and kind of saying how much my products and services were, I found that really challenging initially. And it's because I had these kind of stories running in the background going, oh, you can't ask for too much because that's greedy and it's wrong and that makes you bad in some way. So that's another area where it showed up quite clearly, actually, when I look back. The first time I had to ask someone for money in a hypnotherapy session, and I just made sure that my rates were as low as possible, because I was just starting out. And I wasn't very confident in what I was doing. But I was like, oh, I can't believe someone's going to pay me to sit in a room with me and me just talk, and and it was really uncomfortable. So that was a really obvious area where it shows up. And also, I'll give you another example as well, which might be more relevant to some of the people watching this. It's very obvious when you run your own business, this stuff kind of can show up very clearly. But, if you are in a job and you're working for someone else and you have a regular salary, these money blocks can show up as, if you have a belief that money is bad in some way, you might find it very hard to keep hold of money. So you have money coming into your account at the end of the month, and by a couple of weeks into, or even a week into the next month, that money is gone. You might be making fairly good money, but it just disappears somewhere.
I think we can all relate to that, can't we?
And that that's another form of money block, where we just don't want to unconsciously, we don't want to hold on to it, because either there's a belief that it's bad, or that it creates stress. Money is stressful, or money is complicated. So unconsciously we just find ways to get rid of it, which can be fun, but its own stress.
Yeah, yeah. So what is your book about? Like, and how can it help people?
It's about money. It's called Money Mastery, and basically this book, I wasn't intending to write this book at all. I wrote my first book, Heal Your Inner Good Girl, last year, and then I'm kind of in the middle of writing another book. But one of my clients actually asked the question, Nicola, you do all this work around money, why haven't you written a book about money? And I was like, oh no, I don't want to do that. But what I realised is that over the past 3 years, since I've been focusing on money mindset and money work in my business, I've written a lot already. I've written, lots and lots of blogs and different articles. So, when my client asked this question, I was like, oh, okay, I'm going to just pull everything together that I've already written, and realised I had kind of 40,000 words. I was like, okay, that's kind of a book.
Yeah.
So what I've done is I've just pulled together all of this content, all of these blogs and articles, and structured them in the book. There's different sections. So,
just gonna stop you. Apologies for like all the banging going on behind, if you can hear it, but
I can't hear it.
Okay, good.
So hopefully no one else can.
It's all live, it's natural. Anyway,
exactly. I'm all about keeping it real. All about keeping it real. Yeah, so this is the book, really. It's all of these, kind of. It's quite nice because it's not kind of like these huge long chapters. There's about 50 kind of short articles.
I like that. Yeah,
it's really good, and I'm saying it's really good. But the interesting thing is, because it's written over a period of 3 years, when I look back through it, at times, obviously, there are times when I was feeling more like, yes, let's go for it. And, you can smash your goals and take action. And there's other times when, there's been times during the past 3 years where I felt kind of frustrated or burned out or stuck myself. And I've written about that. So what's great about Money Mastery is that, depending on how you're feeling at a particular time, whether you're feeling like, yes, I want to go for it, or, oh, I'm feeling really stuck and I need something to help me get out of this, there's something for you in it. So my intention is that you can kind of use it as a money oracle. And on any individual day or week, you can just think, right, what do I need to hear right now? And just kind of, either pick a random number or just go to a section that you're drawn to and take what you need and go with that.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
Money oracle.
Yeah. I didn't think about that until I kind of pulled it all together, and I thought, oh, that would be a really kind of fun way for someone to use it. And it's only available in Kindle initially, so unfortunately you won't be able to just flick to a page, but you can just think of a random page.
I guess you can kind of scroll, can't you? And
you could do that with your eyes closed and just see where you end up.
Yeah,
maybe on the book cover.
Maybe that's the message. Awesome. So, and I believe it's also on special offer when it first comes out, isn't it?
It is. Yeah, it's released on the 21st of March.
21st of March, okay.
You are watching this within the first 48 hours. So 21st of March and 22nd of March, it's available for just 99p. Because I really wanted to make sure that it reaches as many people as possible, because I think money generally is something we don't tend to talk about openly. And again, I think, this is a kind of a money block. We can keep it to ourselves and keep it quite hidden and secret and just feel uncomfortable talking about it. So part of the work I do is really kind of opening up the conversation around money. And I think this book is an important part of it. So I didn't want to put any barriers in the way of people kind of accessing it and being able to have a look. And I think the way that I write is quite... I like to keep things simple and quite down to earth, relatively, apart from when I'm just floating away up there in my head. So hopefully it's quite accessible as well for people.
Oh, brilliant. Brilliant. It sounds amazing. So that's 21st and 21st and 22nd of March on Kindle for 99p.
99p. So go and just grab a copy, download it, and just have a look through. Like I said, where it's in like small sections, it's not like you have to sit and kind of go through the whole thing in one go. In fact, it's probably more helpful just to kind of dip in and out, maybe do like a section every day or something, or one section a week. So
because there is synchronicity, isn't there, when you open a book and it's like, oh yeah, that's what I need to do here now.
Absolutely, yeah. So I think people will have fun with it. Well, that's my intention anyway.
Oh, brilliant. So fun with money.
Yeah,
fun with money mastery with Nicola.
Exactly. And this is another thing. I really, I spent a lot of years working in finance, and it was fun kind of for me, but actually the work, it was quite a social place to work. So it was fun in that way. But actually, the whole money thing was quite serious, and, it's all thinking about investments and spreadsheets and returns and everything. So, when I started my own business, I really I kind of turned my back on the money stuff, and even my own personal money stuff. I was like, oh, no, I just don't want to go there. Because it just felt boring and heavy and quite dry. So what I've kind of done over the past few years is really shift my relationship with money, and it's something I encourage my clients and my community to do, is to have more fun with it, to have a more playful approach to money, because everything we tend to see about money, in the news, everything we're taught about money is quite dry and quite boring and quite complicated. So I'm all about making it fun and a lighter subject.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I was surprised how much I enjoyed doing my tax return this year.
I wouldn't go that far.
So yeah, money can be fun.
It can. I really encourage things like money dates, kind of putting some time aside to look at your money and your finances, but making that a pleasurable experience. If you can make that connection between pleasure and money, and not just in the idea of, I've got money and that's pleasurable, but actually, managing your money. And if you can make that a pleasurable experience, light a candle, put some music on, and create a bit of romance around your money. I'm all for that.
I love it. It sounds so nutty, but it really does. Like, it does help bring in the fun, doesn't it?
It does, and it does. A lot of what I say sounds nutty, Jacqui. Yes, you are right.
Yeah.
I'll put my hand up to that.
Yeah.
If it's not nutty, I'm not interested.
Yeah. Me neither. Cool. Well, thank you so much for that, Nicola. And I think, even in the video, that's, I'm sure there's tips that people can take away from that. And let's get more people empowered with their money.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, thanks for giving me this opportunity to talk about it, Jacqui.
You're welcome.